I want. Got you in my head, want you in my bed, doing everything you say, baby, yeah. And I remember everything you like. Dinner by the fireplace, candlelight. And I just wanna make sure tonight is just right. Tonight is the night. I want your sweet love. No holding back or foreplay. I want you now, baby. Tonight is just right. Let's get in our love and show you what I'm feeling, baby. The candles lit, the mood is right. Favorite dish cooked just right, just right. Got your favorite song, Black Sarong won't be on for long.
as the sun, and a precious little baby having fun, and a mommy flying higher than a dove, overdosed on unconditional love, and a daddy walking proud for the first time. Whenever he holds his baby, she stops crying. That's unconditional. A little teacher in the world, be yourself. Can I tell different lines from the color of skin? Naivety can shine bright as the sun, and a precious little baby having fun, and a mommy flying higher than a dove, overdosed on unconditional love, and a daddy walking proud for the first time. Whenever he holds his baby, she stops crying. That's unconditional. That's unconditional. I just wish that innocence could stay, but I don't remember when we learned to hate. And a mommy flying higher than a dove, overdosed on unconditional love, and a daddy walking proud for the first time. Whenever he holds his baby, she stops crying, and a mommy flying higher than a dove, and a daddy walking proud for the first time. Whenever he holds his baby, she stops crying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She stops crying. She stops crying. She stops crying. She stops crying.
with all of its ups and downs. When it's hard to focus on your day, just take a breath. Look deep down inside your soul. Don't ever let love slip away. You gotta hold on to love. Hold on to that precious love. Hold on to your hopes and dreams. Hold on to love. We can't control all that happens in this world, but we should always question why. Whatever you go through in this crazy life, don't ever let love pass you by. You gotta hold on to love. Hold on to that precious love. Hold on to your hopes and dreams. Hold on to love. Hold on to that precious love. Hold on to your hopes and dreams. Hold on to love. You gotta hold on to your precious love.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is now time for the Indie Live Spot, right here on your station, GHP Radio, your independent music source. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Indie Live spot right here on GHP Radio YouTube live stream. And, of course, you heard some great music at the top of the list here. I'm going to go ahead and give you a rundown on what you just got through here. And in fact, now we at the top we did play "Take Flight" by Mr. Billy Ray Shepherd, and then right after that you heard the sounds of Nick Coleone with "Be Yourself." Also, you heard the sounds of Terry Tuck from the String Theory Project, Bass Beyond the Limits with "Stop the Madness." Pop the Question by Mr. D. Brown, and then our guest today with Sweetie Pie, and it's off of the In This Life CD, Mr. Wilfred Frelix. We have him here with us, and Gray, Joyce, and Mac. Got the whole crew here today. So help me welcome our guest today, music guest, Mr. Wilfred Nenja Frelix. What's happening?
Thank you for having me on the show. Pleasure's all mine. All mine.
All right, man. Well, welcome.
Gee, you mentioned Ray twice.
Oh, did I? Did Ray get an extra?
Yeah, I wasn't mentioned like
the shout out, G.
You said Ray and Joyce and Mac.
But I wasn't saying anything. I was gonna leave it like it was.
Oh, you deserve that because you are extra.
So we'll keep it at that.
Well, I guess
Gary, I thought you were going to say Wilfred Nenja Turtle. I mean, you lost that.
I get that.
You went Nenja.
Joyce.
I said it now, Felix. So I know you get that.
Before we come on,
yeah.
Man, your mug look familiar. Look, I done seen you somewhere before.
Well,
I've figured it out.
I've played around a lot. You've probably seen me on some rap concerts. You've probably seen me touring with Ready for the World. A lot of things. I've done stuff with MC Breed. He was in our group actually before he was even MC Breed. Group called Kid Blast and the Task Force. There's a whole lot of history to go behind Wilfred Nenja Frelix. I mean, you talk about it spans from way back in the 70s all the way to now. I've done a lot. I've interacted with the DeBarges because they're all from the same city. I mean, they actually brought me out to LA. This was switched. The group switched to DeBarges. The list will go on and on and on if I just start depicting who all the people I was had contact and they dealt with it, like all the rappers that helped me, Curtis Blow, Father MC. I mean, we talk about like hand in hand grabbing you and telling you this is what you need to do. And so I've just been a very blessed person to be in the right place at the right time for everything that's happened. And I'm just like with you guys. I mean, it's a blessing just to have an organization like yourself to be able to just come in and just actually embrace what I do. I mean, I really thank each and every one of y'all. And that's just true because everybody don't get this, I'm going to say it's an opportunity that once it's presented to you, that only comes from God. It ain't got nothing to do with who I am and how much great music I can put out or whomever it may be. It's all divine, and the vibrations, if they ain't right, it's not going to happen for us.
Well, you know, here you have the opportunity, Wilfred, just to be who you are yourself. Because we definitely going to be ourselves.
Yeah. I'll say I really have, because from a young age, I see they quoted the quote that I said when I was really young. And I really did know what I wanted to be because by the time I turned like 13, 14, I had been playing in bars for a while. And I mean, I had started getting seasoned to what the music scene was about. And then you talk about the people that were around me, they were actual stars. So I got a chance to see really what was going on and how not to get consumed with all the craziness. And I mean, we'll avoid that because we want this to be a real nice show, but having a situation that you can really blossom yourself into what you want to do it's like a roadmap for you to say, oh, I do want this and I don't want that, because you can see the do's and don'ts from other people and individuals that have gotten themselves in trouble by things and avenues they've taken to get them off that little small road that'll lead you to success.
Yeah, just like I said, man, your mug, to me, you look very, very familiar, because I know I done seen you.
Okay.
And I don't get no faces too quick.
And Henry mixes that "Don't Fall for It." Ray tells everyone that he's seen someone before.
I know he didn't jumped in the house. He wasn't there a while ago. Now he
probably set me up about the milk carton and all of that. Yes.
Yeah, you look too familiar. You look too familiar.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's just got that kind of face, right, Nenja?
I want to be a familiar face to everybody. I want to be a familiar bug in everybody's ear too. I want to become a favorite, and that's what I'm working at. And with you guys' help, I know I will be. I mean, that's just real talk. Real talk. Yeah.
When you help each other, that's what it's about.
And that's the bottom line. Absolutely. Absolutely.
When you help each other.
I love what you guys do, and it don't even have anything to do with me coming on the radio station. I'm just loving the platform that y'all have to be able to give people access to different avenues and to exploit their talents and their crafts. I mean, it's very small-minded. I'm gonna say that because it's not very many places you can go to get the kind of exposure that you guys can give to them. And it's just true. I mean, I love y'all, and I understand because I done been out there a while. You know, dealing with majors, I'm going to just go ahead and say it. You know, it's constricting because you can only do so much. They got a chokehold on you. Yeah. You're only going to do what they tell you to do. You're not going to be able to write the kind of music you want. You're going to have to do and follow all the guidelines to what they say. I mean, me being an independent, I own my own company, I own my own everything. I mean, right down to the letter. I'm going to just go ahead and say it like it is. I really hate that a lot of the people that have so much talent, they get themselves in a situation where they bound, and it burns them out because they can't do exactly all the things that's really in them to give you the talent level that they really have, because they have a different agenda of making money off this artist to get the money out of them, you know. Right. And it's crazy, but it's just true. I mean, I ain't worried about getting blackballed because they level of success and mine are two different things. I actually made it when you played me. So what do I have to lose? I don't have to worry about somebody trying to say, well, blackball this guy from playing his stuff. You know, if you like it, and all you ladies and gentlemen, hey, I love y'all. It's going to go and it's going to do what it's going to do.
But Wilfred, the major labels have all this money for you. Aren't they more blessed than we are as independent artists?
Of course not. I'm cutting you off for a reason, and the only reason why I did it because money ain't the major issue behind it. If you're a true artist, money will come and go. But if you're really trying to expose yourself and get your talent and your craft, you love your craft. No amount of money is going to make you do it or sway you to not do your craft, because they're going to try to tell you to do this other thing that they want you to do other than you being yourself. With me, I've had money all my life. It ain't got nothing to do with some amount. It's about being able to do what you want to do with the little bit of money that you got. And if you can get across and make what happen that you want to happen with the little bit of money you have, it's going to happen for you anyway, because being a millionaire is just having excess paper money. Being rich with life, you have everything that you say and do that will enrich others. Mm-hmm. That's rich.
Right. But now that you're on that, something came to mind. Do you think that an artist should pick one genre? You were talking about the chokehold that the majors have, say do what we say do. But now that we're independents, do you think that, if you're a smooth jazz artist, you should stick to smooth jazz, traditional jazz, R&B? What do you think?
Well, this is going to be my point of view on that. I believe if you're good at everything you do, you can do everything that you want to do. But this is what I will say. But if you're good at one thing more so in one area than others, step forward with that first. Mm-hmm. And in my case, because I am a writer, producer, and an engineer and everything, I get people to come in and to do the other music that I can write. And I had a gospel jazz album before this one, which was called It Could Happen. And so a lot of people would probably think, well, he's switching gears. No, it's just because I got the ability to do what I want to do. I got so many, even if you listen to my album, the one that's out now, which is In This Life, I kind of switch gears. I go towards some stuff that's oriented towards I'm gonna say television. You know, I touch on a whole bunch of different things. I don't try to just say that I'm catering to just the smooth jazz. I mean, I could lock smooth jazz down if I wanted to. I could sound like all our greats. I mean, because I played everything pretty much that well to do so. But in doing that, if you limit yourself, say for instance, you got a wardrobe, you got like 5 different coats, you got your favorite. They see you wearing that one coat all the time. What do you think they're going to expect you to wear? One coat. There you go.
Yeah.
So I don't try to limit myself. I try to actually tell everybody in a correct way, in a way that it won't be offensive. You know what? If I were you, I would stay away from a major as far as the light is from darkness.
I was told that too from someone who used to work for Sony years ago, back in the 70s and 80s. And she said, please don't sign. Whatever you do, even an independent label, she said, just stay away from them and do your own thing. Yes, and I definitely agree. And I see the advantages to it now, because now I can make choices now to do and go anywhere I want. Right. I'm not restricted to being able to collab with anybody. First of all, dealing with another independent, you can actually not or put things together with people that are signed and retain a whole bunch of different publishing agreements, and let's say retain royalties and monies that way. Because first of all, when you're dealing with a major, they're going to try to buy you out of everything, all your rights. Right. You're going to end up with maybe 2 or 3% of everything, if that. Yes. So my thought is, you know what? If y'all trying to do that situation like that, I'm going to write something that you can pay me for, and it's yours. I don't even want to be involved with anybody that's dealing with some majors, because now it's going to be cut and dry for me. Here, buy this, and we got nothing else to talk about. I'm done with you. Do whatever it is you wish to do with it. You know, all my affiliates don't have to be looking for this product. I don't have to be worried about getting robbed because you send it overseas and they putting it in a publication over there. Exactly. And now I'm all ticked off because, you know, me and you done did a joint on something. Oh, they playing it on Japanese radio, and it's killing over there. You know, I got a son that's over in Shenzhen, so he hears a lot. He heard my stuff, and I was like, really? Yeah. You'd be surprised. Yeah, and I about flipped out because I say, dude, you in Shenzhen? You know, which is China, though. That's China. So I'm sitting there looking and listening to all the reach that your music, it reaches people. And so when they hear it, you know, they want to gravitate to it. And a lot of times you get yourself in a situation. I like to direct a lot of stuff with Gary because he played. You wrote a tune and all of a sudden you see it on somebody's simulcast, and you know your clips when you wrote your clips. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, all of us, we know when we do what we do, it's like a signature because it's a piece of our heart and our being. People don't realize that, and that's that part of you that you're going to know your music when you hear it. But I like personally just to say, in being a musician and an artist for as long as I have been, I like to tell everybody just this one thing: just be true to yourself. If you don't feel that you can make it, just take a step back. Don't stop. Just take a step back and reassess your situation. Because if it's meant for you to go forward, you're gonna fall right in that hole, and you're gonna trip and fall right into it, right in face first, back into music, like I did.
Yeah. That's right. Well, very cool, man. Now, hey, this CD that you have, this in this life, man. I mean, everything I heard the whole, you know, from one all the way to the end, and it's just straight out, just fantastic, man. It's great all the way through. It's one of them ones that you can't go wrong with. Any track on the CD, it's one that you can just listen through all the time. And I was looking at the actual casing, and I noticed that on the front, all those bicycles, man, parked in those. Now, what setting is this right here?
That's Korea. That's actually from the Korean War. That's an actual picture my old man took when he got deployed, and that's my father on the back side of it. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna show a picture, kind of. Yeah. On so you can see that.
Exactly.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Yeah. You can definitely tell that's you guys look alike.
Yeah, that's my old man, and what I really kind of depicted from that was all the things that we went through in life isn't exactly pertaining to me. The things that he went through, the struggles he went through to get me to where I can become, and that my consciousness, my awareness, because we get all those pieces and parts from them. It's just not to the point where everybody thinks where it's just like a surface type of makeup or your content, but all the things that we are made up from, all the things in their actions, and then I'm gonna say, oh boy, how do I want to put this? Okay, everything that you go through, that when you have children, they get that from you. Mm-hmm. They get it tenfold. So everything that he went through, the little spark that I got, I just turned it to a different corner where the aggressions that they had to deal with and all the atrocities, man, I got that, but I just put it in music, so I know how to cultivate it and make it work for me. And what you see the result of that, that's why exactly why I put that on there. It's a struggle in this life, and it ain't like we just sitting here trying to think we're going to go through this thing nice and smooth, regardless of how easy it may look and what the music sounds like. My thing is this. Right. I want to be able to present that to you so that you can see that it was a struggle for me to get there through my family, and that's just like our heritage, man. Mm-hmm. We've been through so much that why should we give up? And we've been through so much. It's just like getting to the end of the race. Yeah. 20 meters from it, and you just stop. Man, I just can't go any further. No, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Is your father still living?
No. Fast, sir.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, because knowing that he was in Korean War, he wasn't really recognized in, of Korea because it was a conflict. But hell, Korea was a daggum war. But he passed that on to you.
Yes.
His struggles and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely. There's a lot that goes into a lot of these different songs that if you guys want to ask me some questions on pertaining on each one of them, I can give you some analogies, some of the inspirations and all that stuff. There's a lot of different things that went on all the way to some Cinemax offers that I got, which was on the last tune, which is The Anointing, and it's got a whole different vibe to it, and that's why it kind of sounds kind of cinematic. There was a guy that was in one of my group. He was starting a television series, and he was looking for some music, so I started writing it, and that was the result of it. But at that point, it was already being written, and I was telling you might want to consider this for. And then once I got done with it, I said, no, this is a nice breath of fresh air in another direction. That's what when you was asking me about going to, at least Joyce, when you was asking me about having a different platform, or how do I feel about being stuck in a rut saying one type of music. No, I believe that you can do anything you want for anybody, because if that's what they contract you out for, being an independent, I hope you're able to be able to cultivate and do what it is they need to get you to where you need to be. And that's all it is. A lot of times when we write something, we have our purpose in mind, or what we feel that song direction should be in. But most of the time that I write now, I write something where I try to make it universal, that it will fit everybody. Our situations, like there's a tune on my album called Fake News. That's when you take a listen to it, it's kind of all right now, Trump. Yeah. It'll sound like it's kind of scatterbrained at first, and the demise for that was actually I was trying, because it's just like if you looking at television, you looking at this ain't making no sense at all. Right. And you looking for the continuity behind it, and so it's like, okay, this is that's what that was. That was a diversion just to get us off track so that we don't know what we really are. So that kind of analogy, that's all.
I just noticed a few minutes ago, Will McNeil, I'm in the house. You just late. Don't throw me up on the bus. Is Ray gonna be there?
Here we go.
Never a dull moment.
I had to get that in before I forget.
Yeah.
Fred, I want to know who inspired you to pick up the guitar. How did it all start? Who inspired you?
Okay, I'm going to take you way back to when I was a little kid. There was this guy named Mr. John Strickland. He was actually an interior decorator, and we were in the neighborhood. He lived away, and he actually kind of groomed me as a outside neighbor. You know, like they say, take a neighbor to at least a village to raise the neighborhood and all that. A village to raise a child. That's what it was. Let me get the quote right first. But anyway, he was one of those guys that actually invested in people around him. He used to play guitar every time I used to drop the papers off, and he actually gave me a guitar. I guess that guitar at that time had to be about a good $300 or $400 guitar, and that was a lot of money back in the '60s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so he started teaching me, and then there was another guy. Then it just started rolling on. Then I'm gonna start naming a couple of names real quick, because I don't know if you need to go to a station break. There was a guy named Tommy McGee. Tommy McGee had a group called the TMGs, and he was also a studio recording artist and engineer. Anyway, I was 9 years old at this time. He took me out and took me to the studio. It was just from right off the street. Asked my mom, could he go? And it actually cracked that egg for me getting the interest. But back to the guitar thing, I'm switching gears for a reason, because he started bringing me around some of the best guitarists pretty much in the country. But a lot of people don't know there's so many guitar players up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I mean, that is the melting pot of some of the baddest guitar players you're going to ever find. Oh, yeah. But anyway, I was getting tutelage from pretty much everybody. And also keyboard players, because some of the guys that I was dealing with, here's a guy named Ricky Collier. He played with the group Pleasure.
Mm-hmm. I remember Pleasure. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, he was one of the cats, phenomenal keyboard player. He was teaching me and another cat named Rob Walker, and then Rob got to the point where he's a guy now that plays, he's down in Florida, phenomenal. Me and him got together, but he was teaching me some of the things that I didn't know, and he was just like one of those stupid players that, it didn't matter what instrument you was on, but he was a keyboard player, and it rubbed off on me, and for guitar playing and all that. And then once I started actually figuring out what I really wanted to do with that instrument, guitar, my mom pretty much tried to put a clamp on me, because at that I was a good-looking little kid, and women was coming at me. I don't mean like little girls. I'm talking about full-grown women.
Dang.
It was funny because I was out there. So she kind of sheltered me, and so that shelter actually made me cultivate that craft, and I started learning, and a bunch of other guitar players, even like to this day, I got guys that we come around, we all shed together. We just try to get everything that we know as a collective group of people like say for instance, Gary, you probably got this crazy progression that you do that you can make it work with everything. A lot of people don't hear that way, so you have to be able to embrace with somebody that don't know that and give it away. Mm-hmm. And when you give that away, just like what y'all doing with me, y'all giving me time, space, and airplay to just even to share my story. So I'm like this at this point, because playing the guitar is just one voice. The voice that I'm trying to get said or have people listen to is me being able to give. Just straight up, just being able to give. So if I can make your day better in any shape, form, or fashion with this music I'm doing, that's what I'm going to try to do.
Right. That. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay, since we played earlier before we came on the air with you, we played Sweetie Pie. Give us the backdrop on that. How did that come about?
Well, my wife, she always tells me a lot of times, because I make a lot of tunes up for different people. But anyway, I was playing one, and I called her down into my studio. I'm playing it, and I said, well, how do you like that? She said, that sounds like something like you writing something for somebody. I said, well, I really am. And then she said, it better be about me. So I looked around, right?
Why do you look back?
Right.
She must be in the same room with y'all.
Absolutely. You know it. That's right. Right know what's going on. Absolutely.
Oh, she watching what you say, huh?
Absolutely. Hey.
What's that?
But what came about was that it was really originally written for her and about her. She wanted some words on it, but I said, you know what, I'm going to play you a real nice melody about how I really feel. It's going to come from the heart, and you tell me if you like it or not. And she loved it, and I was really surprised, because a lot of people gravitate to that tune as a first opener on the album, and they seem to like it, and it's just something that's genuine, instead of a manufactured song, because you can write and play songs and create, but I believe, and I have had a lot of people have told me this about this album, they said that this album has a soul to it, meaning that it's got spirit in each of the tunes. And that's what I was trying to actually do that. And I'm blessed that God put his hand on me so that it gives me the direction to be able to convey that to people so that they know it's a genuine transference of energy to you. Like I said, those vibrations are very important, very important.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, a lot of artists, well, I'm gonna pick number 7. This is the one that, this is the one here. So how do you just pick the whole CD besides just picking one?
Well, I'm like this. I don't try to get you to pick anything you don't like. I put it all out there for you to make the choice yourself. That's why when I put out the singles, I put out 2 singles. I put out Fly Away and Song Goddess, and that was for a personal reason of mine. I wanted them to hear that I could play a little bit on Fly Away, but I also wanted to give homage to Mr. Maurice and Ramsey Lewis and all the man. I love them cats. I mean, I grew up on that, and that's why I tried to do my very, very best on it. And I said I do not want to make a mockery of Earth, Wind, and Fire and they songs. So what I did was I kept kind of close to the framework until they, but I turned the corner on them. I put some guitar on it, and of course I did me. But I tried to do my very best, and I haven't got no bad feedback, so I must have did my job correctly.
Well, like I was saying, a lot of artists, hey, they gonna pick one off of 19 songs or 18 songs. They gonna pick that one, But everybody may not like that one. They may like some other parts of that CD.
Yes.
And you said the right thing, you put the whole thing out there. You choose what you like.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I tried to not pigeonhole anybody into saying that this is what they need to play. Because ultimately, when you listen to everybody's music, that's the first and the biggest turnoff for me anyway, as an artist and a writer or listening to anybody's music. Why would you force me into making me listen to this one tune that I don't like? It's just like when I was talking to Grizz. She was first thing she said, I like the whole album, and then she kind of went back and said, I think she touched on, I'm trying to remember exactly which tune she said she liked. Goodness gracious, I hate when I do that. But anyway, she pointed to it was another tune other than what I thought that everybody. I think it was Nenja Sprasion. I think that was it. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, she liked a different tune. So I'm like, you know what? For me, I like them all because they are all my babies. But it's to the point where I want you to pick and choose what you think your liking is. Share that with me.
The way it used to be, back in the day, you remember the R&B side, right?
Oh yes.
Side, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes the B side was better than the A side.
Smoking the A side, absolutely. And you would be looking like, why didn't they put this joint out before they did that one? And then you kind of like, oh, the powers that be said that. Okay,
right.
Absolutely. But then some radio stations, they tell me, send me 2 or 3 tracks or send 2 tracks. They don't want to, I guess they don't have time to getting so much music. You sit and you heard the CD and they're like, just send me 2. And I have to pick, okay, but I choose by what the listeners have been telling me that's their favorite song.
Absolutely.
But they also, really, they should just go back to back how they used to do it in the day. Send them the CD or send them the track or whatever, however you do it. I'm old school. They should take that CD and just listen to it, the whole thing.
They don't have time, though.
They should do.
See, that's the bullseye right there.
Music coming too.
And as far as Joyce, this is what will happen with that, because if they try to get you to send 3 tunes, say the 3 tunes that you sent them, they don't really feel, or they don't feel that it's going to fit a certain part of the format or the top 5, 10 listening hotties. What's going to happen is you done basically lost your whole audience for that station.
That's right.
Anything else that you send, they're not going to really make a big effort to do it. I mean, because I was in Atlanta when I was.
They don't give you a choice. Some of them don't want you, and you don't have a choice. Or what I do is I listen and hear what's already being played and try to match. See what I have that will match that's already on their playlist. But some of them, they don't want your whole CD. They don't even want to. I mean, they don't want your whole track. They don't even want physical CDs, which I understand. And I'm always, especially if they're in another country, I'm always appreciative they just want MP3s or Wave, give Dropbox, because it costs like $15-20 to mail a CD to another country. That's more than what I pay.
What you got put into it,
my
exactly.
CD.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I always tell people we spend thousands of dollars. I mean, you spend less if you have your own studio, but you spend thousands and thousands of dollars to sell a track for 99 cents.
Yeah.
So be cognizant of that, of independent artists, and make it easier on us. And you know, take our MP3s or what have you. Because I mean, I sent out CDs to people, physical CDs, one to a guy in England, never heard from him again. I don't even know if he really had a radio station.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
You know, that's funny, because I know I got a budget that I set myself aside, because I said I want to put a CD in every disc jockey hand that I possibly could. And I know I probably went through, even right now, we ain't even talking about my sales coming back to me. Probably a couple grand, you know. Because I'm just, you know, I expect to get monetary gain from this first album. And what I'm trying to do is just put myself on a platform. Because what happens is once you become established, the money will come. So I don't really so much worry about the monetary factor of the money I'm going to spend, because I know that's money. The only way that you're going to get out there other than somebody investing in you, and now you're going back to that thing, whereas now you still behind the 8 ball, because now you got to pay the investor back, because you can't promise them anything because your record might not sell. Okay, where did all this money go? Okay, first of all, they're not talking about packaging times to studio like what you were just saying. Okay, heaven forbid if you ain't got players. See, I play everything, which is like stupid crazy, and I got all the instruments. I actually play live instruments. So my thing is this: I used to try when I was first. This was back like early 90s. I would call people in to try to lay tracks for me. But when you do that, you either got two things that's getting ready to go on. You got to cut them money as far as work for hire, or you got to add them in on your writers. So now you're losing money. You got two choices you got to make. Yeah. My thing is, I didn't care who it was. They call me and tell me your price. Whatever you tell me your price is, I'm going to pay it. And that's how I got to where I was at. I really started understanding that at an early age. So once you own all your rights to everything, and make sure you document everything you write with everybody and get it written down. Yes. So in your case, because you're sending all of this stuff out, I get time stamps on everything I start writing. The people I send my copies out to, because I've had a couple situations just like you said. I don't even know if they even got a radio station, or they just trying to get me for a second CD. And I know you know, Gary, because you in this business. You like, man, this dude ain't sent me nothing and then telling me he done sent me something. I got a fail-safe plan for that, for all people that's listening. As you send this out, take a picture with the postal carrier right on the spot. It's funny. I see Ray laughing, but Ray, that's tried and true. Yeah. Somebody said, no, you said, hey, I got the tracking number, everything right here in front of you. I don't know where you said it went, but this is where it went. So, you know, we got people that
Wilfred will give them the sign for it.
Yeah, right. So we got people that like to play games, but it's okay. As like I say, it's trial and error. And going back to
it is definitely
what we initially was talking about, as far as that sending music out and having spending thousands of dollars. My thing is this: if you really in this to win this, you know it's going to take money to make money.
Oh yeah,
you already know that. Now it just depends on like a lot of people say, how far are you willing to go? I like the quote that Denzel said in I think that was that movie, The Equalizer. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna let you go. Oh, I'm gonna let you go."
Yeah.
On that thought was so funny, because he's like, you know what? If you really want to do it, here you go. Oh, I'm gonna let you go at it.
That's right.
You know, I've always said, we've said it on the show before, because it's a great topic, because there's so many services, so many companies that offer services to independent artists, I know you have to, you have to use money at sometimes, but I don't want to waste money. So that's my biggest thing. And I have wasted money on, I can do this for you. And someone who was a friend said, I guarantee you can trust him. So since then, I've been a little, I guess, what's a nice word, you guys? I've been a little, I check you out.
Apprehensive is the word you want to try to say, but that ain't even the word you want to use.
I check things out. You know what? It has saved me a lot of time and a lot of money. And I check them out. And number two, I find out can they help me with my needs? I can get followers on Facebook. I got that. I said I'm looking for to increase my conversion rate and bookings at these type venues. So I've learned what to ask. Can your service provide that? Now, if they can, then I'm looking at, okay, because you have to invest and then I have to invest. So I find out when I work with somebody where I'm doing all the investing, nothing happens.
Yes,
and I don't talk about money either. You know, if you're going to be my agent and you put me on your website and you got the wrong instrument, I do not play the clarinet. There's something wrong.
Right. Yeah, you're pulling the whole.
So I don't want to.
Horse.
What? Say it again.
I said, yeah, because you're pulling the whole wagon and the horse.
That's right. So I am a little apprehensive and I'm cautious and I do research. That's why I appreciate people who write reviews, who post things. So I can now I have to still read it and still use wisdom because sometimes some of the things you can't trust everything that's on the internet, of course. But then I also appreciate it. It's just there's so many. I mean, if you come to me and say, I'm going to get your music on all the radio stations, but it's going to cost you $4,000. I got to question that.
Absolutely.
I need to know a little bit more than your name.
What entails in all that $4,000 I'm getting ready to spend? Am I getting national exposure, or is it going to be put on all platforms, digital, so that I can get some kind of monetary regain back from it? Can I get YouTube play so that I can get exposure? Is it going to be pressed up or put out so that it'll be a nationwide campaign behind it for $4,000? You could do campaigns just on Facebook that can get you everywhere, but you're gonna have to spend probably about a couple $1,000s. You know, they give you those little $10 promotion things, which is garbage. I hate to say it, but which is garbage. You're gonna meet and
it is
be able to reach all your friends from your friend base. But as going down like the news feed and stuff like that, I've probably picked up maybe 50 people that want to even take the time to look at what you're doing. So you know, as far as being able to
those boostings never worked when I tried more than one time. I tried 3 or 4 times, think altogether. They've never worked for me.
But it goes back to what you were saying about how you're spending your money. You know, you kind of got to try and just touch on each one of those bases to see what does and what doesn't. So that's why you're where you are now. You know exactly what to do and what not to do. A lot of times when you invest your time is your money.
It is.
It is. You're talking about us sending product overseas. That's minimal, because now all that is a stamp and you're $4 for the cost of whatever the package was. You know, you're done with it. Either they're going to do what they say or they're not.
And they're not.
You kind of don't have control over it after it leaves. But if you got somebody that you have good faith in, or like these people I'm looking at right now, you guys, you know what? Platform like that, you can't lose, because I can see, I can touch, I can hear you every week. You're telling me this is who you're spending, this is who this is. I mean, you can't get around that. If you got an audience of like the people and the broad base of what you guys got, it's invaluable, because most of the time when you're dealing with most of these people that has these platforms, you got to, I'm going to say it, and I hate to say it, I want to say it delicately, but you got to buy your way in.
Yeah.
You got to buy your way in.
We have this, I wish, we have another ninja in our family, David McLaurin. And we had David McLaurin and Sam Hankins were on the show, and we had a long discussion about and it was a very good one. And those these are guys in the network. I would call it that. I have inboxed them and said, "Have you heard of this person? Do you know anything about them?" But these are some people I can trust, that I can just say, "Hey, have you heard?" And then also I like networking with musicians all over the country, because I never know when I'm going to need a band in the area where I'm going. Like now, I have some people, fans and family in LA area trying to get me out there. Well, I need to know some people in LA that, hey, can you get me a band? When I was in Beaumont, that worked. I called one person, hey, can you get a band together? Instead of me picking, I'm going to find a bass player, a guitar player. But if you find a band used to playing together, and one person, it works so much better. And you show up, and that was one of the best shows that I had when it was arranged that way. So I like networking just for that, and for helping me. What do you say? You're from what? Detroit?
Flint. Yeah, Flint, Michigan. Yes, Detroit, same thing.
Yeah. And if somebody from Detroit reaches out to me, I can say, hey, have you heard of him?
Right. Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I will say on that note, what you had just spoke on about getting the band from wherever you're trying to travel, I think that's the greatest thing in the world. Problem is with that, it goes back to just what you just said, knowing those people that know that right band. And I mean, you actually got very lucky. That's a needle in a haystack. Whereas if you're not pretty much a completely established artist, so that they're going to give you the pick of the litter band that like what you would want. Mm-hmm. So otherwise, there's a lot of bands out here that play together, but you know the quality level and especially expertise of reproducing exactly what you give them.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are great, and this was in Beaumont, and it's not like Houston or LA or Dallas. It's not, but these guys were just phenomenal. Yeah. And sent them a link here, or the MP3s, and they were so seasoned. The lead guitar player was amazing, very entertaining. He was not only a good musician, but he was an entertainer, and I love when the whole band entertains. I like when the whole band energy. He flipped that guitar around, playing with his teeth, and the crowd went crazy. That was wonderful. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want that entertainment. Absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly. And
I can't play with my teeth right now because I got braces. Everybody.
Play with your nose then.
We'll work it out. I'd like to say hello to all the people in the chat room too, because I see I'm getting a lot of responses that I didn't respond to. Hello to everybody, and I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in, because I did tell and broadcast to a lot of people that I would be on your show, Gary, and I thank you for that platform and this platform and everybody else and all my distinguished guests, Mr. Ray, Miss Grizz, and Miss Joyce. So I'm just doing what we do. Yes. Let it do what we do.
All right, cool. Well, we're happy to have you here, man.
Tell us? Yeah, exactly. Can you tell us about the track Always?
Oh, Always. That track was kind of one of my older tracks. I was writing that tune. I had the pleasure of working with a lot of people on that track, because I changed it so many times, but it came about by this, because I was going through some things about having money issues, having I'm gonna say friendship issues. But if you really kind of listen to what I'm saying and the way I got things interacting, it kind of depicts an emotional side of things that had some anguish in it. But I try to keep my music so that you can listen to it. But the thing about it is, sometimes you got to kind of let some of the pain shine through. You know what I'm saying? Because like one of my opening things said, I like Benjamins. Can you please give me?
It's like, who doesn't like Benjamins?
Yeah, and everybody, first of all, I say, I like a feminine lady. So it's got a whole bunch of little algorithms going on in that, what I'm trying to tell you. So automatically you're going to pay attention to lyrically what I'm saying. Then musically, I got a couple different people. There's a lady that's from Detroit. She played with the Frelix, and she don't even know she's on. And I've been really trying to get in touch with her. Last time I talked to her, she was in she was in Japan. No, in China again. I put her voice on it. Anyway, she plays with the Frelix, Vicky V. And a lot of people have came and asked me, because they thought, matter of fact, I had a copyright issue for a moment with that, because I guess they thought it was salt and pepper, because she says, I got the flavor like this. Sounds almost like salt.
Oh, yeah.
sampled it, you know.
Uh-huh.
Oh, but anyway, long story short, going back to what inspired that song, I'm gonna say some social issues with people, the way they look at stuff, and I kind of dispelled it at the end by saying you like money, okay? You know what I'm saying? I tried to backpedal out of it being nice by saying it was all about money, but it had some different underlying issues in it. What I was really writing for it, but I hope everybody liked it, and then actually everybody seemed to have gravitated to that song. It's getting played worldwide, and I'm grateful to be in a position now that everybody can do exactly what you were saying, Ray. That pick the song that you like. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting pigeon-toed. Grizz, you said you like what? Nenja Inspiration. Now, Joyce, you didn't say what you like yet, but me and you have been talking about the particulars and how we can better our situation and where we are. Now, I'm going to take heed to what you just said about the, and I'm switching gears real quick for a reason. I really like that idea about getting the band wherever I'm at. I really like that. It'll cut down on musicians not knowing, and you know, if they play together already.
Yeah.
Love it. I hope all my listeners are looking and listening, so they don't take it and beat me up about it. They can come find Miss Joyce.
You know what? I missed some of that. Why would they come and find me?
Only reason why, because you kind of stuck an idea in my head that I'm going to
okay.
I like that. Plus, you got another person in your family, like you said, I'm Nenja and his Nenja. Mostly all the ninjas that I know, we're all fighters, so they're not going to run up on you anyway. So that's a good thing. I see somebody, was that you, Gary? You posted that picture of me with my Arnie sticks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had got promoted back then, and I took that picture, so I was just showing some flexibility. That's all.
That was nice, though. No, you were breaking.
That was Gary's eye. That was Gary's eye. When I saw that, I was like, "This guy is great, man." When you and Grizz, boy, I was just falling out the chair, like, man, this is all great. This is all great.
Yeah, because he does all of the posters, and I just do the text.
Yeah.
Hey, all of it looked great. I mean, I was like, I'm like, man, I need them on my team, boy. So who do I send a check to, right?
Show me the No, Gary,
listen to always.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. Let's let our listeners check it out, and then we'll.
Whatever other surprise you want to tack on after that.
Yeah, and then we'll come back and talk some more about it. And for those of you who just tuned in, we are speaking with our music guest today, Mr. Wilfred Nenja Frelix. He's here. He's got a new CD. It's on. It is really on, and it's called "In This Life." So we're gonna go ahead and do the Always track, and then I'm gonna sneak another one on, and we'll come back. Talk some more right here. So y'all keep it locked right here.
Yeah. Always stay with me. Give me a feminine lady. This is crazy. You can have what you want, even a little bit of what you don't. It is crazy. This is crazy, baby. Ooh, just like Nikki can't live without it. Give it up and just forget about it. It's crazy. Always stay with me. Jumping in head first without it. Think you're getting out? I doubt it. Crazy, she said that. Always stay with me.
You can say what you want, 'cause I'm fine, so fine. You can say what you want, always be mine. You can say what you want, I'll be on your mind. You can say what you want, I'll get you every time.
Change my without it. Come on. Grace and she said that always stay with me.
You can say what you want, 'cause I'm fine, so fine. You can say what you want, always be mine. You can say what you want, I'll be on your mind. You can say what you want, I'll get you every time.
Can I change my mind about you? There's no living life without you. My heart is all about the love of that money. Ride with me, ride with me. You can ride with me, ride with me. Be beside of me, beside of me. And you can die for me. Touch it, can I feel it? That cash money. Only get the money, get them G's.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and yeah, music sounded really good. That was "Fly Away" from Wilfred's CD that we are talking about today. It's called "In This Life." It's titled that CD there. But before that, we did play another one that was called "Fake News." And if you just tuned in, we did play some more earlier in the show as well. But man, the whole CD is just really, really tight. It's nice. Everything sounds just perfect. It's good. And so anyway, we are back. And yeah, man, Nenja, doing it up.
Come on, sir. Just trying to serve. Just trying to serve.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Did you see some of the comments in the chat room, Wilfred?
Let me see what's going on. Okay. I'm missing it right now. Let me see if I can see. I'm not seeing it.
Okay, Stefan said I could drive a long distance on his music. That's what he said. And then also Gia agreed that, this would be a great cruising to the CD. Henry was saying about the Fly Away, love the syncopation in this song.
Nice.
We were listening to Fly Away.
Thank you for the great compliments, Steph. I'm just trying basically to get some music so that everybody can be able to relate to it, and it'll be something that'll help soothe you through the day. So I'm just trying my best to do what I can for the listener and just music in general. I want to be an attribute to what we do as far as musicians and the people that I reach. I want them to be able to understand that for what we do, being genuine comes across kind of hard, but it has to be genuine for the people to receive it, because otherwise, when a fake is a fake, fake news is definitely not no joke.
No.
It was genius though to title a track "Fake News." I love it. I mean, just the title makes you start laughing right away. I love it. Mm-hmm.
And I that's one thing, Joyce, I do try to do, and I do try to put in-depth thought into everything that I do. I try to think way far ahead, and I want to be able to be in touch with the listener. I want to be able to be sitting in your shoes as you listen, how you perceive it. But most of the time, we can only guess to a point because everybody else's taste is their taste. But we can narrow it down because if we're good at what we do, we know exactly what most people will bob their head to. So we'll put it broad and general so that everybody will get it.
Yeah.
And I thank all the listeners for thank all the listeners for engaging in this interview today and listening to Gary's show all the time and listening to Mr. Ray, Grizz, and Joyce. It's some knowledge to be gained there. A lot of people they would rather think they know, but when you're thinking you know, you don't really know. You get yourself in trouble. Get to some people that can really get you to what you think you don't know or you think you know, and ask questions until you really know.
That's good. Well, let me ask you something. Did the title of that track offend anybody?
Fake news?
Yes.
Absolutely did, because they was wondering what I was talking about. That track went all the way from my church to some of my ex-girlfriends, and I've been married for 35 years. So what do you mean by fake news? And I'm saying, it's like this. A lot of things apply in life that you may say that ain't true. But the things that come out your mouth don't make it true just because you said it.
Yeah. I was talking about that. And you know what? That brings more publicity to you. It's a great marketing tool to use a name like that for your track. I love it. You know, some people.
Go ahead.
It sparks interest and questions. People are inquiring, so you get people say, "Oh, what do you mean by fake news?" And "Oh, where did you get that from?" Because immediately Mac was like Trump, but it's not necessarily Trump. He coined the phrase, if you will, but more interestingly is what the feedback. I'm sure it was positive and negative, and of course you commented on that. So I like it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like you want to name a track sometimes, barbecue and cornbread, just to see what.
But you know what? You got to have a funky track to name it that. That's barbecue and cornbread.
Yeah.
I said barbecue and cornbread because I'm from South Louisiana. I grew up there. I have to have something that's really
down home.
Oh, group. Yes. What's the name of the group? I forget the name of the group. Oh wow! It's not, I hate it when things leave my head, but it has to be New Orleans, type group, or even a Zydeco groove or something that's down home. Because my grandfather was a Zydeco musician, and they were just humping. He had a club and everything, and they do, back in the country. That's another story, but yeah. So you want to think about that, and I thought about it. I said, you know what? You really do have to think about, and I do, but I just love what you did. Fake news, that's hilarious. I just immediately thought comical satire. That's what first came to mind. Not Trump, but just satire.
But you know what, though? It kind of goes back to what you just said, though. When you give something a title, it directs you in a certain direction. So the first thing you did, like you said, Trump. So yes. That's a great thing because the publicity that he's getting right now across the board, they're going to listen to it just on the strength of that. Like, what is he talking about? Some fake news.
Right.
I should have put some Trump sample in there. Those are just fine people, and those other people there are just fine people.
Yeah.
It's ways to do it.
They might have got the message. Our people might have got the message. This is, because it's fake news, and you tell them, hey, this is not really fake news. This just the title of the song.
Absolutely. There you go. So they got to actually do the mental work and thinking about what it is. What presentation is this about fake news that we're talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, I want to talk about you some more, about your guitar. You play lead guitar, and I know you have 1,000,001 in your studio guitars. But where did you get your training from? Private lessons? Did you play in high school? Take lessons?
Actually, I did a little bit of both, and then I was around some very accomplished players that they taught me actually theory. I've learned. I'm pretty good at theory. I mean, really good. I'm not per se a reader, but you can put charts in front of me and I can do the thing real good. As far as actual hands-on, I've had some of the best players that you can come around. I'm trying to remember where I was at, because I was out in California for a while, and I had got access to some people that was really teaching me that was actual artists. But the funny thing about learning how to play a guitar is this. Somebody can show you something and you're not going to apply it the way they showed you. What happens is the retention of how you're going to apply it when you do. It's just basically like you baking a cake. Your mom probably showed you how to put all the ingredients in. Everything is a dynamic of how you make it work for you.
Okay.
I've had some schooling when I went. Yes, I played in high school because I was coming out of doing the band thing. We did that thing with interacting with the teachers, getting your A's and B's through that, learning your basics, let's say it like that. But then once you start getting on the level where you start doing studio recordings and stuff like that, it takes another whole different turn because you have to really know your craft. Because you're an artist, you already know that, because you got to constantly go back and be able to perfect and slow down and know exactly what you play. Then when you get ready to play for somebody else, they bring you present to you a project. They don't have time for you to sit there and listen and learn something. You either got to know it and be able to put it down on the spot, hopefully first and second take. But if you got some intricate tracks, like I play some stuff and I play everything I play, I do it live on all my tracks. So you hear some stumbles, and I keep those for sure for you to know that it's real. I hate tracking so that you be like, oh, he punched that in. No, you're going to get the same thing live or it's going to be better. So my thing is, as you play and learn how to play, your implementation of, just like when you speak, I speak a little Spanish, like yo te quiero mucho a mi corazón. You can say things that you can say in a different way. Yo te quiero.
Only Chris understood you.
¿Te hablo español? ¿Yo hablo?
Sí.
¿En Estados Unidos cuántos años?
Toda mi vida.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. So you know that so you know that I can speak it somewhat. So you understand what I'm saying? So as you be able to turn corners like that, it's just like playing a different guitar. If I grab my acoustic and I can express to you in a certain way, Gary, me and you do it all the time, because when you pick up your guitar, you be like, man, them strings, you got them heavy strings on there and you can still articulate. No, I'm gonna stick with some lighter strings. It's gonna let me work a little easier, but it's not gonna give me that resonance that I'm looking for. So you have to kind of understand as you playing. There's so many different dynamics in it, but then it goes back to what you were just asking me, what kind of a skill level people have taught me. Once you start learning how to play, you can get bits and pieces from everybody. I got 3 guys that comes to mind that has taught me that are instrumental to my playing. There's a guy named Ray Townsend. He's in Grand Rapids now, and he actually gave me the drive to do everything, because they kicked me out of a group because I couldn't outplay this guy. So you know how that goes. So it's vendetta time that I get better. So as I started learning how to play him, but he was a real nice guy. Him and another guy named MC Clark. They taught me Frank McAllister, Ray. What is Ray now? Chucky Johnson. It was so many guitar players that I was around that, I mean, they like world class. That people don't even have a clue who these people are, but they was shedding and breeding into me. Then there was a lady, she's passed now. Mona Sally kind of took me up under her wing. She was a televangelist also, but she also was a person that was a secular writer, and she sounded like Chaka Khan. And wow. Oh my goodness, all the stuff that they would teach me, they gave me grooming. You know, once you get around people, it don't necessarily have to be a guitar in your hand that you can learn how to play guitar. I learned how to play guitar from listening to a vocalist telling you to give space here, don't play here. You know, analogies and stuff like that. Yeah. So and when I did start playing, I knew all the do's and don'ts to make this thing work. And then on top of that, understanding the actual guitar itself, say something with it. It ain't all about just playing all these crazy notes and stuff sometimes. Sometimes that's necessary, but having a conversation like we're having right here, you understand me very well. Same thing with the guitar. Now, I'm going to go back to you again, Gary. You can play 3 notes and just kill them, can't you?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just play 3 notes and you do so-da-do, 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 so-da-do. You know, it just depends on what you do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, sim-do-do-do, sim-do-do-do. You know, and we just start doing the jazz thing. Just do-da-da-da, do-da-da-da. You know,
right.
Real.
All about that delivery, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's it. So going back to being able to play and like learning from keyboardists. You know, I turned a corner with like this guy I was telling you before. Rob Walker was phenomenal in some of the instrumentation that he taught me how to do certain things with the way you play. You don't have to beat everybody up with everything you know. Just, you know, it's about having a nice conversation with your wife and just having a nice conversation. We got 35 years, right? You know that 35 years we was talking about?
Yeah.
Some of them times them strings was a little too tight, right?
He looks back again.
You know.
Hey, bring the missus up here. Wilfred, bring the missus up here.
Knows me to know my wife is the boss.
Bring her on up there.
They know my wife is the boss. And Joyce said, he looked back again, absolutely. Yeah, but I can say too, though, and I can say this too now, because since you said that, she's instrumental because she listened to me so many years. I got a real good gauge of understanding what's going to affect a female emotion with that guitar. Some things I can play, she'll say, oh, now that's beautiful. Then other things she does, you need to put your guitar up for tonight. There you go.
Yep. And he looks back, listeners. He looks back again.
Yeah, but that's things that you learn as you go. A lot of people don't know that you can't teach that. It's just like holding a guitar. You know, all those things are really crucial, you know, as far as the way, the posture of you holding your guitar, because you can't read certain things. See, if you were a player, you already understand what I'm saying. I know, Gary, when you get ready to go way up to like that 13 way up at the top, man, you got to bend your wrist. You got to grab that guitar and lean over and hug it, just like you hugging your wife. You know, that thing. So right. It works. It works. And it's just a thing that once you start playing, it comes across to you as a feeling. It ain't got nothing to do with the notes no more.
Right.
You start entertaining yourself, and you start getting to it's an emotional instrument that it transcends just the music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, also, I wanted to touch on your nickname, because let our listeners know how far you came on that end, man. How'd you get the Nenja?
Woo!
Yeah.
Well, Nenja came from a long way. I been a martial artist for a long time, since I was 13, and then you talking about different organizations, Tang Sudol, then BKF, Master Muhammad, Cjo Culpepper, Master Mike Wilson, Grandmaster Mike Wilson, please forgive me.
Wow.
Master Wheeler. I've been taught a lot of different things. Master Cole.
Martial arts or rapping? I'm sorry.
Martial arts.
Martial arts.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know what I was talking about, huh?
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
It was
she just
grand.
wanted to be smart.
Yeah, but you know what? The correlation between all those arts.
I was just trying to make a
Being
fun.
smart aleck. She's being
I got
cheeky.
you. No, you're good. You're good. But I'm just saying that it's all intertwined in what I play also, because you understand that the harmony that you got in your essence of your being, it's a calmness. Sometimes it's rage. Sometimes it's a stillness. All that comes in to the way I play when I'm delivering. Sometimes I think, and I'm always thinking, but I'm thinking this: how do I want to deliver this to who's in front of me? It ain't all about sometimes just trying to woo the person. Sometimes you want that to have an everlasting effect. It's almost like when you're in a fight. Am I trying to kill you, or am I just trying to stop you?
Right.
You understand? No, I'm just, she's laughing, but I'm serious.
It's true.
Yeah, but you understand? Like, okay, for instance, you and whomever your significant other may be, y'all out to dinner, and he just take you somewhere that you totally don't want to go. But he dead set on it. You're not going to have a good time. You're just trying to abide because he's saying, let's go here. And it's the same thing. And when you're trying to get a point across and somebody ain't listening, they're constantly trying to talk over, or like when you was talking and you were saying you're just trying to be facetious, you're just interjecting a different energy. Every time everybody won't know how to accept that at certain times, and it's just it's not a gimme that everybody even understand that. It's just like the look I see on Ray's face. I like figure out what he gonna take.
You hit that nail on the head.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
No, it went over.
It's funny how that works with everybody, and it's a different story for everybody. But when you get in front of the masses, because y'all all have been in front of the masses, you kind of don't be able to depict a one-face entity or audience. You kind of get it broad and general. You glance across everybody, you see a lot of good, happy faces. But once you start doing what you do, you can feel that energy turn to like, oh my God, he killing it. And I know you being an artist, you understand what I'm saying. And sometimes it's just like, you don't have to woo them. You just, the more you, the better it is. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's right.
Say,
and I was saying that to you the other day, because we were talking about what you're saying, that I was judging a contest. There were two guys. They had the same energy, but they moved completely different. They didn't. One, his feet. He had a rock guitar and he nailed it. His voice was impeccable. The other one stood in one place with just his guitar, but his body language was so amazing and his voice was so amazing. He did not have to keep moving. I thought they were both excellent artists, if you know what I mean. So when you said earlier, you do you, since I'm an animated person, I may tend to be more animated on the stage. I'll hop off the stage and go. I went off on the balcony one time, was playing my horn, and the door shut, and I went, oops, I can hardly come back. But I could still, it was muffled, but I could still hear them, but they could hear me well because it was a wireless. But that works for me. but it may not work for the next. And in other words, Gary can get on. Gary's not as animated as I am, but he can get the same response with him being Gary. Mm-hmm. If I try, let me go on the stage and I'm going to act like Gary. I'm going to act like that doesn't work for me. Right. It really doesn't. But when I'm just me and I let my personality come out, this is it. This is me. And if you don't like it, then you could always go see MAC. No. No.
Oh boy, that was good.
I am very. Look here, you keep turning around, back and forth, looking over your shoulder. Won't you invite that person that you looking at up to this camera here?
My wife? Let me see, because she's moving around in the house, but I will. Hang on, just one moment. Just give me a split second.
Yeah. Don't feel pressure to it.
Just one moment, that's all.
Okay. All right. It's right in the middle of the show, you guys. For the cost. So how was your day going, Chris?
Okay.
Since we're feeling some dead air.
All right. Question that Ray's been like massive talking a lot.
Yeah, I like it when you put a person on the spot because they always got to produce, and that's the type of person I am, and I try to do that in everything. That's my better half right there.
Yeah, you walking around, he's steady looking over his shoulder and stuff. I said, what do you keep looking over his shoulder for? Ain't that person up here to this? Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. So that's Ray, that's Griselda, that's Joyce.
Okay.
And that's what's your name, sir? You don't just mess with you.
Meet everybody.
Hello. All right.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Okay,
so now you know that I wasn't just looking over my shoulder for no reason.
Right. Oh, and Wilfred, I wanted to ask you about one more song because I love the title, The Inspiration. And in fact, when I listened to it again, I can kind of picture you doing the kata, doing that whole. That's what I thought of.
You hit it. You hit it right on the head.
Cool. Yes, I got it right.
That song I was down there writing, and what the most of it, the bulk of it came from the writing was, I go through some sword hymns that I go through, and I go through them real slow. But what that helped me with on that tune was the actual guitar solo. Mm-hmm. And it's got motion in it. If you can hear what I'm doing, some of the motions are slow, some of the motions are fast. Whereas, like, if you understand what I'm saying,
depending on what the kata is in that particular.
Yeah, you get to understand. You get to understand in part of the things where it's like, if you're going through Limbrata and Mono Largo, that's empty-handed. How to set up your opponent or the target that you're trying to hit to make it do what it do. It's almost like with the guitar. Okay. I hit you with this slow little rhythm at first. So now I'm trying to draw you in, Ray. You're almost there, right? But you want to get picked up a little bit faster. So I hit you with these quick riffs. You know, oh, now I got your attention. Oh, you're like, well, let it keep playing. Don't stop it now. See where you gonna go.
Pick me out the crowd.
But that's the analogy what that song was, and it was all about some of my personal. I'm gonna say insight of a translation between the music and martial arts.
So what belt did you get to?
Well, I'm a 6'9".
Wow.
Now what does that mean? Explain.
6 degree black belt. 6 degree.
All right.
In other words, he's a killer. If you want to be.
Hey, listen, a degree doesn't mean anything. A degree means that you need to be humble and stay out of everybody's way. Everybody's shooting now.
Yep, true.
Yep. But what it does give you is a high level of discipline of being able to understand, being able to disarm, being able to de-escalate, all those things. Just because you know how to fight, you don't have to fight. You don't even have to throw a punch not to fight.
Exactly.
Or to win a fight. It just depends on what your situation is and whom and with whom. So and that it teaches you so much as far as. The more in depth you get in it, you start understanding all these things. It's kind of like with the music thing with you guys. I sit there and y'all are a great distinguished panel because of the questions y'all ask me and the way y'all attack me about looking over my shoulder, y'all very much seeing that I'm aware. So that's what Ray was.
No, that's just the discipline of your 6th-degree black belt.
That's just what we do. But I'm gonna say this also: with Ray noticing that, what that did was make him wonder, what is back there? What is back there? Is she over his shoulder or something? So it's the same thing with the delivery of your music. If you put pretentiousness in the music and in your notation, you're gonna be like, man, let me listen to that again. Okay, so now you listening to Nenja Inspiration, it gives you a whole different seemingly sense of calm. But then all of a sudden, when you get into the solo, you're like, I feel some aggression there. I feel some things that's transcending this calmness. But when I take you out, you go back into Wusa. You understand what I'm saying? So now you're like, wow, that was refreshing. So now I ain't so tense off after all the swinging. At least I can relax and that thing. So it works. Mm-hmm. How did I do, Grizz? How did I do?
Oh, that's all.
Yes.
I've been there in Detroit, and like I said, what year you started? How old were you started when you was doing martial arts?
Oh, man. My brother came back from Nam, so I had to be 10 years old. And I'm 58 now.
You what now?
58.
Oh, I see, man. You got all that gray in your beard down there. I know you.
Yeah, just a little bit,
Look at you.
Hey, no dye, though. No dye.
Yeah, that's the same thing. I be saying no dye. All here.
They don't
Your beard.
And I'm 60.
That's the same thing I be saying. No dye.
Yeah, because you can walk in the apple jeans.
Exactly.
He's 10 years old.
My husband is so happy. The listeners, I'm pointing at my chin like they were, but anyway, no dye.
See, back in the day, at 10 years old, they was always fighting, with hands and stuff.
Can I stop you right there? Mm-hmm. I belong to a fight club, and that was when I was like, I think I might have been even a bit younger than that. And this was on the west side of Grand Rapids where we all grew up. I can give you some names of some people that's very famous, that used to come around when we was doing what we was doing. We had Floyd Mayweather and all those guys like that, the seniors, of course, Roger. We had some people, Alex Fernandez, he got their own gym, Dino Newville. I got some pictures. If you go on my site, you'll see me hugged up with those guys. That's the only picture you're going to see of those guys in the world. And this was just recently, and they actually was mentors when I was coming up as young cat fighting. So I really learned how to fight from the best of the best of the best. Mm-hmm. So like I say, it don't matter about the fighting. It all comes back to being harmonious with everything that you're around, and having good tutelage. I'm gonna say is one of the best things that you can have in anything that you deal with. Just like I listened to what you was telling me, Ray, when we was on break, all the people that you dealt with and all the extended work that you put in for those people. You got to understand that don't come cheap, and you can't get it today. I mean, you just can't. It comes at a platform now, whereas if you ain't got money to pay for it, it's not going to happen for you. Us being independent, Joyce, we had to do all the legwork ourselves. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
So in that, a lot of people need to understand, because of they listening to my end product of this album that I did. It's a lot that goes into it, but it's a joyous work. It's a joyous work, and it's a work that we put across as a work labor of love. So it comes back to the point where it's a lot of things that they think may be happening because of something or somebody helping you along the way. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. So that's why I kind of refer back to you, Ray. And man, I wish you was around when I was doing what I was doing. So all of you guys, Gary, Grizz, and Joyce, all the insight especially about the bands and stuff, like, they're gonna really get on me for that. So you're gonna get a band from somewhere else, huh?
Hey, my band here understands that, because
you know what, I have to tell you, it is what it is. You heard it from a credible source. It's just real. It's just real, and I understand. I like that though.
But I can tell you one thing, Wilfred. What I was doing, man, I had a good time doing it. There ain't no doubt about it. I had fun. I met a lot of people and just had a blast. It's just like this one group. We call them Take One, but you gonna know them as Color Me Bad.
Why do I know that dude? Why do I know that?
Yeah, Color Me Bad.
Yeah.
They came out of Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And I introduced them to Robert Bell. And Robert Bell took them up under their wings till when they got out of school. And when they done Sex Me Up, then they decided to break off and do something else, and it didn't work. Now Kevin, the brother, he lives right here in Arlington, Texas. And one, I think it was the Sam. Well, one of them still in, I think it might have been Sam. Sam is in Oklahoma City. And the other boy, what is his name? Can't think of. But anyway, he's out in California. He married a girl that was on, what was that show? What's that show with Simon Cowell? No, yeah.
America's Got Talent or
yeah.
American Idol?
Yeah, she was on American Got Talent, I believe.
Okay.
And he married her. But several months ago, well, it's been about a year ago, I saw them. They was down in New Orleans. It was 3 of them. It's an extra 4 of them. Anyway, they was talking about doing a comeback. They was doing some stuff down through there, but other than that, I ain't heard nothing else about it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, before we do run out of time, because we're almost getting down to the wire here.
Almost.
Yeah. Wilfred, give our listeners some info as far as where they can follow you and how they can get your music, man.
Well, I'm pretty much right now on every platform that you can go to: iTunes, Google Play, CD Baby, Apple, Spotify, Tidal. Downloads are how I really like to sell it that way. But you can also go right back to my website, which is tightstringsproduction.com. I distribute all my hard copies. Nobody else has those. So if you actually want to buy a hard copy, all you got to do is purchase it. And what's going to happen is I got my setup so that I know who you are, your name, and where the money went. I'll send you a copy. It will be the latest ever, about 3 days. And if you don't get your copy, I'll do what I was telling my man Ray. I'll put it in the mail, take a picture, and send it to you, and you know it's coming. So now you know I'm not trying to sham you over no money. I hate when somebody think that you're trying to get them over. I'm trying to give music away. I really am. I'm not trying to railroad nobody. I want to be a great artist for everybody that like me, and I'm really trying to get myself out there so that I can be a favorite for everybody, and I want to be a favorite for everybody. I think I got a lot to offer in longevity for listeners, and I just hope you like it. And I want to thank Gary, Ray, Grizz, and Joyce for just grilling me today and letting y'all become and understand a little bit more about me, because I want to be an open book, and I want you to really understand why some of the music that I'm presenting to you is the way it is. And this probably will help you a whole lot. And I want to thank all my listeners, everybody that was in the chat room that I invited in. And if I didn't get a chance to respond to you, please forgive me, because I was really trying to concentrate on what this distinguished panel was saying to me so I could make sure that this would go nice and smooth and answer the questions. And I hope I did that so that everybody's adequately satisfied with what I had to say.
Absolutely, man. We definitely appreciate you, man. And
yes.
Thank you for taking out that time to hang out with us and share your great music, man, because it's great. It really is, and we're going to fully support you here.
The pleasure was all mine, Gary. You know I love you, man. We got to get together because you play. So
absolutely, we must do that.
I got to get yeah.
No,
that'd be great. You guys collaborating?
I really want to make sure that I stay in touch with you, because you said some things we need to stay in touch. Grizz, and I know you, and between y'all to knock out 1-2 punch. Love you. Thank you for everything. And Joyce, you know me and you gonna become kindred spirits, because we on that same path. And some of the things that I wouldn't approach the way that I would approach, and I'm glad you said what you said, because sometimes it's meant for you to take a different path to get to where you need to be. You can't drag to a new home.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Breaking up a little bit. I missed the very end. Sorry about that. I was
saying you can't drag the whole house with you when you're trying to go to a new home.
There you go.
Very well said. Very well said.
Someone want to barge in on you when you got a new home. Just come on in. Knock at the door and bring the bags with you. You ain't in there. You haven't even invited them.
Right, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, but the pleasure was
just coming.
Go ahead. I didn't catch that last thing. What'd you say?
I said they're just coming to eat anyway.
They just coming to eat? Yeah, I believe that.
Wow, it's
Well, Gary,
I know Gary. Wrap it up.
I want to thank you so much for having me, though. Really, I do.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Absolutely, it's our pleasure, man. Anytime, come back, and well, like I said, we'll definitely stay in touch, and everything. And then, of course, everybody, we thank everybody else for tuning in today, and hope you enjoyed the show. And of course, if you did tune in late, I will post the archive of the show, so that way you can check it out and pass it on to your other friends, so let them listen to as well. And also I want to tell everybody, have a great weekend, and we'll be back next week. I'm not sure. Grizz, do we have anybody scheduled for next week?
Nobody yet.
Okay.
Not until the 24th, the 21st, and the 28th is when we have guests. But next week so far, nobody yet.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll definitely keep everybody posted. And again, everybody enjoy your weekend. I'll pass it over to the rest of the crews on our way out. Next.
Go ahead, Ray.
Damn, boy, that was getting me to start off, right?
Okay.
Hey, look at Wilfred. It was an enjoy talking with you and everything, man. Look here, I know you're gonna be successful, you more so, and I appreciate you coming in and enjoying what we do.
Thank you, and you guys are instrumental at what I do, because without you, there is no me. No, that's true. That's true.
Well, I know that's true. Yeah. I just have to slap myself on the back too.
Always.
This is how I feel about that. If I can get y'all all up on stage, and this is what I'm working on. This is something that is a new president in motion that I'm trying to get ready to do. I want to get at least 4 different radio sponsors and acts all on the stage with me. Y'all warm me up and have a great time with each other, because who says you got to have one sponsor? It's not written that way.
Right.
You very rarely see more than one sponsor warm up a show. It's one radio station per show. Mm-hmm. That's not a written rule. I want to have sponsors, different radio hosts like yourself, and different other radio co-hosts and whatever. Get them all on stage and then come out and warm me up to blah, and have fun with each other. Yeah. Because the ultimate goal is y'all all pushing the record, and they need to know you. I'm a byproduct.
All right.
Which is true. It's true.
Okay.
Some of that I think that would be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, it would be.
But we can talk about this.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we definitely can. I understand why you said that too.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to just say goodbye, everybody.
Okay.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for being in the chat room. Yeah. And God bless you until next time. All right, Chris.
Did you want to say something else, Wilfred?
Oh, no. I was just going to say I'm thanking everybody for just having me, and I love you guys. And I want to give everybody my telephone number before you guys sign off or off the air, and make sure we do that before we
Yeah, we will.
All right.
Good. All right. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Our listeners that are anonymously tuning in, thanks for supporting our station. Please join us next week. Chat room gang, oh my gosh, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us every week. Love you guys to the moon and back. And be careful out there. Stay hydrated and have a great weekend.
Okay. All right. Well, till next time, y'all be good, and we'll see you next week right here on the Indie Live Spot right here on GHP Radio.
Ciao.
Yes, sir. We good? Everybody got a pencil now?